Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we just got back home from being back in Texas for 3 weeks, and so we're back here in West Virginia, and we have now been living in West Virginia for 6 months. So I feel like 6 months is a pretty good time frame to kind of get used to your new area and discover all the cool new things that your state has to offer. So I thought it would be fun to share for anyone else who's thinking about moving to West Virginia or planning to move to West Virginia, what it's been like. So number one thing, and I think I've got like 10 things just that we know or that we've learned or discovered about West Virginia. Number one thing is people are so welcoming. Like across like churches, food stores, neighbors. It is the most welcoming state I've ever lived in. They also like big trucks, loud trucks. Okay, anyways, so I mean, I grew up in Wisconsin. I briefly lived in Tennessee for 2 years, moved back to Wisconsin, and now for the past 8 years I've been living in Texas, and now for 6 months we've been living in West Virginia. So out of all four of those places, I definitely can say West Virginia has been the most welcoming, especially compared to Texas. If you move to Texas, you have to like renounce your love for all other states, and basically, I don't know, I felt like for a long time I had to prove myself as a Texan, and I don't know, it's kind of funny. Like, you see a lot of bumper stickers in Texas that say I wasn't born here, but I got here as quick as I could. And there's none of that in West Virginia. Like, once people find out that you've moved here or that you're in the process of moving here, they're just like, sure, man. Sorry, that's my dog. Come on, babes. They're just like, well, welcome. And they're so excited. People are so excited when you tell them that you just moved here. Like, it doesn't matter if they're old, they're young. People are just, I don't know, they just welcome you with such open arms. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things, that people are so welcoming. And even moving into our neighborhood, like, we live in the middle of the country and it's very quiet, not a whole ton of neighbors, but people are bringing us zucchini bread and I don't know, just all sorts of stuff. Sure, man, go. Zucchini bread, someone brought us a kitten. It's been really sweet, but people are really kind, so that's the biggest thing. Also, people here love soda, except they don't call it soda, they call it pop, which I've heard it called Coke before, or soda, never pop. So that's been really weird to get used to. I think there's only a few states that call soda pop. But yeah, oh my goodness, everyone here loves soda so much. My husband said at work, like, most of the guys drink soda. When I get together with neighbors, they bring their Coke, or they have a can of Coke or soda or pop. Everyone calls it pop. One of the neighbor kids, he was over, he's like, hey, I saw pop in the fridge, can I have some? And my husband and I were like, you saw, what's in the fridge? Like, he's like, there was a Coca-Cola. And we're like, oh, soda. So yeah, they love their soda here, and they call it pop, and they'll make fun of you if you don't call it pop in a good way. So West Virginia, and I mean, we lived in our rental house, like, in a pretty busy little town in Vienna, West Virginia, for like 4 months, and now we've moved to our house in 2 months here in the country. So whether you're in town or in the country, it's super conservative. West Virginia is definitely a very, very conservative state, all around. So depending on where your political values lie, that's either, I guess, a good thing or a negative thing. So along with that, there's also very, very low diversity. So once again, maybe in the cities it's a little bit different, but I mean, we technically were the minority in Texas. I think, well, Caucasian white people made up like 33% of the area that we lived in, and now they make up 98% of the area that we live in. So it's just kind of different. And in Wisconsin, for a long time, we were also the minority. So it's really odd seeing so many people of the same color, I guess. I'm not used to that. I'm used to, you know, there's just a lot of diversity all the other places that I've lived, or most of the other places I've lived. So it's almost a little jarring, and even though we're the minority now, it still feels awkward. So, I mean, with kids, it's a big deal to me that my children are welcoming to everyone of all races, genders, backgrounds, colors, everything. And so it will be probably a little bit, I don't want to say more work, but people don't accidentally just become welcoming to everyone. You have to foster that. So yeah, there is a little diversity, but that just means you have to make sure, you talk extra to your kids about different types of people and different cultures, and yeah, so low diversity. Everyone here loves pizza. That is like the big thing. And I'm not normally a big pizza person, but the pizza here is really, really good. It's not like Domino's pizza. And they have plenty of those here, but pizza, that's like their food here. Specifically pepperoni rolls. It's just basically like a bread roll with pepperoni in it and cheese. And it's really, really good, even when it's cold. And I don't like cold pizza. Come here, baby. Okay, she's fine. But yeah, and you find a lot of like really cool... Come here! A lot of really cool like little pizza places, and it's just really yummy. So the other one is Crazy Roads. So that's been a huge thing to get used to. My husband has been loving it. Thankfully we have 4-wheel drive. Now if you're driving from say Parkersburg to Charleston, which is like an hour and 15 minutes, you're gonna be all on highways and roads, so no need to worry about like driving in the backwoods. But I mean, we just wanted to explore the area when we moved here, so we would go driving, and then we would take one, turn down a country road, then another turn, and then there'd be like kind of a gravelly looking road, and it was like, should we turn around? It's like, no, it's on the GPS, it's totally a road. And then after like 5-10 minutes of gravel and cutoffs of like just cliffs on one edge of you, it was so scary. At least back then it was. It's not so scary now. But we'd be driving, the GPS would tell us it's a road, and yeah, if you go down all the backcountry roads and go back up and through the mountains, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you end up on gravel roads. And if you're uncomfortable with gravel roads, maybe just turn around and find a different way, because there were too many times that we started driving and we're like, it'll probably, clear out soon. And it never really did. It just continued to be a gravel road. So lots of fun, scary times there. The Mountaineers are super big here, whether you're into football or not. You're a WVU fan, so it is blue, navy blue. Oh my goodness, it is navy blue and gold everywhere. I guess there's neighbor kids and my kids and kids running around there everywhere. So yeah, I group like West Virginia Mountaineer fans in with like Razorback fans. Like, they are intense. They love their colors, and it doesn't matter if you love football, it doesn't matter if you cheer for whoever, you have to have blue and gold Mountaineer stuff if you're gonna live here. The scenery, I'm sure everyone has seen this, scenery is stunning. I have also never lived anywhere so beautiful. The rolling mountains, you can see a little bit of color behind me. It's so beautiful. There's so many different, like, I don't know, flora and fauna, and so many different types of trees, and there's also a lot of four-wheelers. Don't be surprised to see ATVs pulling up to the local grocery store. But yeah, I haven't even begun researching all the different trees here. I do know they all most of them turn stunning colors. Beautiful flowers. All the seasons are super distinct. We're working our way into the 3rd season here. We got here in spring and through summer, and I've never seen so many like full blooming flower trees. Like, it is so beautiful. You will just be in awe. And I mean, I've lived in Tennessee, I've lived on the Gulf Coast with palm trees and beautiful rolling hills of Wisconsin, but West Virginia by far has taken my breath away the most. Okay, here's another big one. West Virginia and Virginia is two completely different things. Don't even accidentally mess them up. That's like saying, like, is there, similarities between West Virginia and Nebraska? Like, I don't know, it's not even close. And I made that mistake a couple times of accidentally saying I was moving to Virginia, or being in West Virginia and saying I don't know, just don't interchange them. They're not at all alike. And then last thing is, there's a lot of churches here. So no matter what kind of church you go to, you will find it here. A lot of the churches will have like a membership count of like 30. A lot of really beautiful, stunning country churches. They look like historical churches that aren't in use, but they're all in use. Even if the pastor only has a group of like 10, there's a lot of churches. There's also a lot of alcohol here. Not everyone, but there's a lot of people who drink a lot of alcohol here, specifically beer. Once again, I'm from Wisconsin. I know beer drinkers. There's a lot of drinkers, a lot of people who drink here. In fact, I never got a picture of it, but I passed a sign for a rummage sale, and the sign said free beer. If you went to the rummage sale, they would give you beer. So anyways, if you have a chance or an opportunity to move to West Virginia, I say go for it. It's a beautiful state. It's different, it's kind, it's welcoming, and even with the low diversity and conservative values, I've yet to find someone who's been rude or mean or really combative about that. People want to talk, people want to get to know you, people want you to love West Virginia as much as they do. And yeah, it's been a great experience so far. A little bit of a culture shock coming from the Gulf Coast, but we love it, and I hope you all love it just as much if you end up moving. So there you go.